Well, we know Marvel Studios is working on some live-action X-Men. Could they bring X-Men 97 to the big screen? Well, the directors behind Disney Plus's X-Men series have shared some insight into how exactly they might do this and how great of an idea they really think it is. Let's break down what they said and talk about the possibilities of the X-Men coming to the big screen in animated form. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all that superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, I think it's pretty fair to say at this point that X-Men 97 has really received some pretty rave reviews and pretty much met most of those expectations that fans had laid on the classic series. Currently, it seems like this could go down as Marvel Television's best show ever, and I'm talking in live action or animation. And with that, we already know Season 2 is on the way, and a third season is currently in development. So I think these characters are here to stay, but what happens after Season 3 or beyond that? We know a live-action X-Men movie is in the works from Marvel, even if it's in the early stages. But what about, well, a big-screen animated adventure for the current series? We've seen series before go from the small screen to the big screen, and the response to the show has been so good, you have to wonder about those actually working on the project and how they would make this happen. Now, recently, the team at Inverse caught up with a couple of the directors from the X-Men 97 series. That would be Chase Conley, Emi Yanamura, and Jake Castorina, and talked specifically about bringing the X-Men to the big screen in animated form. Well, and what they said was pretty interesting and kind of exciting. Now, Chase Conley said, first off, it would be a slam dunk. I think that would absolutely be something the audience would want to see, and we would want to be part of it. He went on to add that the benefit of an episodic format means the creative team can get the opportunity to adapt a lot of comic runs. But a movie budget would allow them, and I quote, to do as much as we can and spend a lot more time massaging each spot. With animation, the more time and money we get, the better it'll be. That's just a fact. Now, Emi Yanamura went on to say, and I quote, it feels like we're already making movie-level animation and events, but to just have the budget and time to make it a full feature, and kind of do what Spider-Verse and the recent animated Turtles movie did. One of our influences was 80s and 90s Japanese animation. Akira, Ghost in the Shell, those levels. It's like, hey, you want to give us the money and budget to do that for you, but for X-Men 97? Gladly. Now, the conversation closed out with Jake Castorina saying, and I quote, 7 seasons and a movie. Let's go. If the love and demand is there for the fandom and Marvel wants to let us do it, it would be great to bring these X-Men, these characters, this style, and this works to the silver screen. Now, honestly, that was the most interesting quote I've heard so far. It's the first time I've ever heard anybody mention 7 seasons, making me wonder if that was just an off-the-hip comment or an actual plan, or at least high-level plan for how long Marvel Studios intends on keeping the show running. We just talked about Season 3, but there are rumors of a Season 4, and I'm sure if the show is popular, it will continue on beyond what current expectations are. But to see it run 7 seasons and then get a movie, well, it really makes it feel like these animated X-Men could be here to stay for at least the next decade. Quite honestly, if I was making the plan, I would close the X-Men 97 series with an animated movie. That would be absolutely perfect, assuming it doesn't clash with any of Marvel's live-action plans. Honestly, I think we're entering the era of the X-Men at Marvel Studios. These characters are hugely popular and highly underestimated on exactly how far they could go with general audiences. I actually think there's plenty of room for both additions, a live-action and animated world, and I do not think fans would have any problems telling the two apart and enjoying both equally. If this actually happens, well, we're gonna have to wait and see.